Rhino. We're looking at a beer sent to me by Brian. Thank you very much, Brian. This beer is a blue can. It's a blue can of steam. Who would have thought you'd get a blue can of steam whistle? Who would have thought it? It's a blue can of steam whistle. It's a steam whistle pale ale. Now, see, I've had the session lager, the premium session lager. I've had the shandy. Both thanks to Brian. Both made sense to me. You know, one was lemon juice, well, grape juice and lemon flavor added to steam whistle. Made sense to me. Another one was basically more water in the steam whistle. Made sense to me. This would use an entirely different yeast strain, most likely, because you could use a lager strain if you really wanted to, but why? And more hops and everything else, so very different. I've heard on good authority that this is basically New Holland's Fat Tire. Is it New Holland? Whose Fat Tire is it that they make? I can't remember right now. And I'm in the Arctic, so I just don't give a shit anymore. Who is it? But the Fat Tire Amber Ale they make, I've heard that it's that without the amber color. And you know what? And the amber color is made by a certain type of malt, not by coloring. And I have it on good authority in that it's actual people in the industry that are higher up. Now, it could be wrong. It could be true. Who knows? Who cares, right? ABV on this is 5. We have Steam Whistle Brewing, the Roundhouse, Toronto, Ontario. If you have been to Steam Whistle and you're in the Toronto area ever, Steam Whistle's a good place to go and stop at. They used to give you a free pint just for showing up. They probably don't anymore, but they used to do it just for showing up. And they used to have on tap Steam Whistle Plus, which was basically their Keller beer. And it was basically an unfiltered steam whistle, and it was probably the best product they ever put out. I really wish Steam Whistle Plus was in cans, because that would be something to drink. Also, if you go to the brewery itself, you can get Steam Whistle directly off the line. And Steam Whistle, though it's not my favorite beer, I cannot deny it is one of the beers that the fresher it is, the better it is, and it drops fast. It's like 2 weeks after bottling, don't even touch it. But hey, yeah. Anyway, any other information on this that I need to read? I can't read that. The pale ale is I I can't read it. There's a lot of info though. Lots of info on the side of the can. Lots of info. More than I want to read. That actually kind of reminds me of like a Flying Monkeys type of thing. It's not a Flying Monkeys type of thing because I would have information everywhere. Flying Monkeys boxes. Buy a boxed beer from Flying Monkeys. There's information on all 6 sides of the outside of the box. Then you open the box and there's information on the inside flap, and there's information on the back of the bottle, and there's information on the side of the bottle. And it's all bullshit coming from Peter and his wife Andrea's like minds. They're awesome at doing stuff like that, like just making up stories and everything. But you're sitting there reading it going, what the fuck is going on? Okay, see, I could almost just see that being an amber ale, because I have seen amber ales in that color range. So, I mean, I could see their pale ale just being the amber that they make for somebody else on contract. Crystal clear, I can see the camera. Little like bronzy color. Bright white head. Snap, crackle, pop. Looks good. Scent. It smells okay. If I get a comment during this video, I'll do one last video after this. Maybe not beer, because I do have some THC beverages to do as well. But if I get a comment, I'll do one more video. Any comment, even if it's just hi. Just really, I'm just smelling malts. Just like a breadiness, a slight sweetness, almost like a I know it's not in there, but almost like a rye malt type of thing. I know that's not what's there, but it's kind of just sweet, a little spicy, a little bready. Cheers. Hi, Brian. Do whatever I want. That would be my wife. She's not even looking at me. She's like, fuck you. I don't like albinos. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I'll just have to get my straw. Okay. So what can I say about this beer? Of all the beers I've tried from Brian so far, this is my least favorite. And this is one of the ones I asked specifically for. It doesn't taste bad. It just tastes like a million beers before it. There is so many of these beers that have this same type of taste. And it's a little hoppy, it's a little piney, it's a little dirty, it's a little sweet. Um, it kind of reminds me of what we call the Ontario Pale Ale, but with a little bit more of that piney earthiness to it on the back end. A little bit of caramel, a little bit, just nothing new. If this beer came out 15 years ago, yeah, for this beer to have come out in the last like 3 or 4 years, and when you really think about it, it's been out for like, I think about 2 years in Ontario. And in Ontario, 2 years. It's basically been out for about 2 years. We started selling it at my old place of business, right? It's just it's just old and overdone, and what they're playing on is people buying it for the fact that it's steam whistle. They're hoping that loyalists will go and go, you know what, I'm a steam whistle fan today. I don't want a pilsner. You know what, give me the steam whistle pale ale. That's the big hope, right? It's that you're going to be super brand loyal, and in the world of craft beer, there is a percentage of people that are very brand loyal, but at the same time, craft beer is always been about the new, the next thing, the next thing to try, the adventure. So that idea, the ideals of being brand loyal aren't the same in craft beer as they are in macro. In the that you could get a guy that would drink Canadian 100 times in a week, and you could offer him a free bud, and he might not take it because it's not Canadian. Or you'll have something that's the exact same but $2 cheaper, and he won't drink it because it's not Canadian. The only thing he'll take anywhere with him is Canadian. And then you'll do a blind taste test and he won't pick Canadian. But that's the thing with brand loyalty in macro beer is, your dad drank it, your granddad drank it, your uncles drank it, and that's what you drank, was what they all drank. And in craft beer, it doesn't seem to happen that way. I mean, you see it when you go to a beer festival. Even they're going from brewery to brewery, trying everything. Now there might be a brewery that they decide has a beer that they really like, and they'll go back and drink that beer again and again and again after they've tried a whole bunch of other things. But they're going to try a whole bunch of other things first. So the idea of bringing this out like 15 years late just boggles my mind. Why? What was your market share going down, and you needed to bring up something new? The session lager, again, I get that, somebody might not want a 5% alcohol beer, so put a 4% alcohol beer on the market. The shandy I get because Radler shandies are becoming more and more popular. There is not a lot of shandies on the market in Ontario. There's not a lot of shandies on the market in Canada. So I get that, hey, let's get something sub 4% out on the market where you can drink like 6 or 7 of them and still be fine after a night. I get those things. This I don't particularly get. It doesn't taste bad. It just, why? Why? Do you know why this beer ended up in my last place business? And I'm going to guess Brian's still watching. So I'm going to tell the story about why the original steam whistle started getting sold at the place of business that me and him worked together at. So, as you know, one of our old beverage managers was a guy named Farkas. Farkas owned Red Square. I was one of the managers there. I was the manager and a bouncer there. One night at Red Square, this gay couple comes in and they come up to the bar, and another one of the managers had talked him into buying a 2-4 steam whistle because he liked steam whistle. So the steam whistle was sitting in the beer fridge, and there were 6 of them. And there had been 6 of them for months because after that manager was done drinking them, they had dropped off and didn't taste good anymore. He didn't want them. So they were sitting in that fridge. The gay couple sat at the bar. And the one guy looks at the bartender, Chris, and goes, "I want a steam whistle." Woo, woo. And Farkas started laughing his ass off behind the bar. And then that beer ended up at our place of business. That's how it happened. That's why it happened. That's why he pushed for it. Actually, that couple, one of them ended up as a cast member on my show for a while. So, yeah. But that out of 10 on this, I don't know, a 5. There's nothing wrong with it, but again, it's just old. It's old and overdone. Thank you, YouTube. I'll be back for one more video in just a few moments where we will do something. Bye, guys. If I can hit the X. There we go.